Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sparing our lives to this moment. We pray accept our ibadat. Ameen. We welcome us back to another edition of the free Nahw and Sarfu class. And in this class, we are going to continue on Al-A'dad. So in the previous class, we took us on the types of adad and the way they are perceived. Now today, inshallah, we shall be focusing more on al-adad min salasatin ila asharatin wa hukm tamiyiziha. That is numbers from 3 to 10 and the rulings of their tamyiz. So briefly, we are going to generally look at adad again, so that so as to refresh your memory on adad. In the previous class, we mentioned the different types of adad, and we made us understand that adad in Arabic is different from numbers in English in so many ways. So what we know in English is that when we have when we have one thing, it will be considered as singular. But when we have two or more, then we consider it as plural. So it is not the same here. When you have one thing, you consider it as singular. When you have two, you consider it as dual. From what you know in, for example, waladun, waladani. You know, it's just one boy, two boys. Now, when we now have three upward, that is when we now consider plurals. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is also that it is only numbers from 3 to 10 in Arabic that conform with the idiosyncrasy of English numbering. That is, you know, when you have a number from 2 upward, when you want to pluralize, you say 2 boys, 3 boys, 4 boys. But here, the plural starts from 3. And you say 3 boys in Arabic, salasatu awladin, up to 10. Asharatu awladin, 10 boys. The same form with English. But from 11 upward, the form changes. The form changes in the sense that the noun you are quantifying, will not be in plural form anymore. For example, in English, you have 100 boys. 100 boys. That's in plural already. But in Arabic, you will not say 100 boy. You say 100 boy instead of 100 boys. You will not pluralize this. Mi'atu waladin instead of mi'atu awladin. So when you hear someone say mi'atu awladin, you know the person is wrong. That is a wrong thing to say. So from 11 upward, the noun we are quantifying will be in singular form, not in plural form as expected from English. So this is different. You have to take note of that. So al-adad, numbers. Al-adad is plural of adad. The numbers, and hukmul ma'dud aw tamyiz, the ruling of the ma'dud, the noun you are counting, the noun you are quantifying, or tamyiz. And we know that, and we know from our knowledge of tamyiz from previous classes, that the noun you are quantifying is considered as tamyiz. That is a noun that comes to raise ambiguity of a sentence. For example, if I say, to remove ambiguity from a sentence, for example, if I say hadoro salasatun, hadoro salasatun, 3 were present, or 3 came, or 3 arrived. So what 3 arrived does not make complete sense until you add the tamyiz that will raise the ambiguity, which is adad, which is the ma'dud. So what you are counting is what we serve as what? As the tamyiz. So we now want to look at the rulings of the quantified, that is the noun we are quantifying, the noun we are counting in each of the stages of numbers. That is from 3 to 10, from 11 to 99, and from 100 upwards. 100 and its multiples, and then thousands also. So from 3 to 10, the ruling for the ma'dud or the tamyiz is that jaruhu jaman bil idofati. It is going to be in jaru state. That's number 1. The ma'dud, you are counting will be in jaru state by idofa. That is, the adad will be the mudaf, and the madud, what you are counting, will be the what? The mudaf ilayhi. That's the first thing. Then secondly is that jam'a, it's going to be plural, just like I mentioned earlier. It conforms with the idiosyncrasy of English numbering. Then the next one, 11 to 99. 11 to 99. Nasbuhu mufrodan. So here the number, the madud or the tamiz, what you are counting, will be in nasbu state. Will be in what? Nasbu state. You know all of the alama to nasbu. So when you see them, they are always in what? In nasbu state. And then mufrodan, they will be singular. Like I mentioned earlier, from 11 upwards, when you are counting, the noun you are quantifying will be in singular form. So that is what happens here. Then for 100, mi'atun ila alfin wa mudha'afatuhuma, and their multiples, 100 to thousands, and their what? And their multiples. Jarruhu mufrodan bil idofa. So this will also be in jaru state. Also be in jaru state with idofa, like 3 to 10. But the difference is now that in 3 to 10, the madud will be jamu, but here the madud will be what? Mufrod, because we've already said that from 11 to 99, your madud will be what? Will be mufrod. So those are the rulings that guide madud against their numbers. So what our focus for today, don't forget, is to look at salasatun ila ashara. Salasatun ila asharatin wa hukm tamiyiziha. That's the focus for today, and that is what we are going to delve into now. So now we are going to look at the numbers individually, how they are written. So salasatun, from the look of this word, you can see taw marbuta here. So you know this is a feminine noun that way. So salasatun. But we know it is feminine, but it is used to quantify masculine nouns. The noun itself, the numbers, this side that we are looking at, they are feminine, but they are used to quantify masculine noun. For example, when you want to say 3 boys, you won't say salasu awladin. Don't forget the rule, jaruhu jamwan. You will not say salasu awladin because it is a boy, so it has to be masculine. No, it will be the opposite. So salasatu awladin. So salasun. Then the next one, I did not write all of the numbers because of spacing. So the important ones are here. So, but I'm going to be mentioning the other ones. So salasatun, the masculine for 3. Salasun, I said the masculine, the feminine number, but quantifies masculine noun. And salasun, the masculine form of the number, but quantifies feminine noun. So it is just like taking it in the opposite way, gender based. Then the next one will be what? Arba'atun. Arba'atun, 4. Arba'un, here. Just remove the term of root, the way we did for 3. So salasatun, salasun. Arba'atun, arba'un. That's 4. Then next one, 5. Khamsatun. Then the masculine form, khamsun. Then the next one, sittatun. Then sittun. That's 6 for the male, the feminine form of the number and the masculine form. But they are used to quantify the opposite gender. Then sab'atun, 7, sab'un. Then we have samaniyatun and samanin. Now look at this one. This is different. Samaniyatun is the form, female form for the number, but the masculine form is samanin. If you remember Manqusi, those are nouns that their yaw, their harful illa will be hidden. For example, when you say da'in, that you have ain taking kasrotan. So that kind of is also that kind of case here. You have da'in, that is a caller, a caller to the path of Allah. So that ya is hidden here. If you remember from our monkus have hidden ya, but there are some situations that will force out the ya. This kind of situation, when we want to feminize it, we have to what? Bring out the ya. That's one. When they want, when we want to put them in idofa, that is when they are meant to be the mudof, the ya will also be forced out. We are going to see it in our examples. Then tis'atun, tis'un, 9. Then asharatun, ashrun. So you can note the difference here too. The shin is taking sukun here, where it was taking fatha here. So for new learners, you can take this ashrun as the masculine form of asharatun. So those are the numbers from 3 to 10. Now we are going to look at examples so as to further strengthen our understanding. Now the first one here is on 3. Hadara salasatu awladin wa salasu banatin. So just note all of the rules we mentioned. First one, jarruhu jam'an bil idofati. Look at the underlined word in red is the what? Is the ma'dud, the number we are counting, also the tamyiz. So if you look at the formation, salasatu awladin, check here, all of the numbers have tenwin, right? They all have tenwin. But because we want to use them in numbering, we have to take note of their rule. And it is what? Jaru jama bil idofati. And whenever you want to use a noun for idofa, the tenwin has to what? Tenwin has to leave. So that is why we are having salasatu here, not salasatu. And note, because you are seeing rofun, domo on everything, does not mean that every time you see a number it must have domo. No. It is just the way sorfu happens to a noun is how it happens to these numbers too. So it can be nasbu and it can also be jaru, depending on the situation of that number in the sentence. So here, salasatu is fine because it's the one that arrived. So hadara salasatu awladin. So 3 boys arrived, wasalafu banatin, and 3 girls arrived. The what? The gender. You can see salasatu for awlad and salafu for banat. Then the next one, ishtaroitu khamsata buyutin wa khamsa sayyaratin. So ishtaroitu, I bought. The find is here already. The ta'u mutaharika is here already. That means the number will be what? Will be maf'ulun bihi. So like I mentioned earlier, the situation of the sentence changes the i'rab. So this is taking nasbu, the clear fatha on it. Then buyutin, jaruhu jaman. So this is the jamu of what? Baytun, buyut. So and it is taking jaru, as you can see clearly. And the gender has been what? Has been switched. So wa khamsa sayyaratin, and what? And 5 cars. Sayyaratun. If you remember jamu manas salim. So all of the rules, just make sure that when you are writing and then you are using numbers, you make sure that all of the rules that we've taken are observed. Then the next one, zabahtu samaniyata jumalin wa samani baqaratin. Samaniyata, I slaughtered 8 camels, jamalun, jumal, wa samani baqaratun, baqarat. So what I said earlier about the monkus rule for samani, that the ya will come out when it comes in idofa. So because the rule for our madud is jaruhu jam'an bil idofati, and the number has to be a mudof, so it forced the hidden ya in samanin out. So that is why we have samani baqaratin. So and 8 cows. So now, so this has to be samania because it is maf'ulun bihi. So it has to be samania because anything that is supposed to happen to the noun when the ya is forced out will happen to that ya. Anything that is supposed to happen to it will happen to that ya because it is forced out. But if it was rofun or what, or jarru, the fatha, you won't have seen any haraka on it. It would have been just samani. But because this is not so, you have to what? You have to bring the fatha out. So wasamaniya baqaratin. So I slaughtered 8 camels and 8 cows. Don't forget the switch of gender. Samaniya is a feminine form of this number. Jamalun is a masculine noun. So you have to what? You have to interchange the feminine. Then finally we have ta'allamtu asharata ayyamin wa ashara layalin. I felt pain for 10 days and 10 nights. So ta'allamtu we have defined here. Where is the maf'ul bi? There's no maf'ul bi. It is maf'ul fihi. So the asharata will be naibu maf'ul fihi because maf'ul fihi itself has to be the day. So, but because it is in the way, like it is in the position, so we will call it naibu maf'ul fihi. So then ayamin follows the rule, then layalin follows the rule. So layla, this is yawmun ayamin, laylun laylatun. So why is it maf'ul fihi? Why did I say maf'ul fihi? It's because it is in form of time. Because it is what? In form of time, indicating the time. Because it is indicating the time, that is why it is maf'ul fihi. So in the next class, inshallah, we are going to be looking at the next part of the number, 11 to 99. So let's not forget the rules. Jaruhu Jaman, from 3 to 10, the madud, what you are counting, which is also the tamiz that helps us